Right, we're back, guys. We're heading towards the Shard, just come past the Old Bailey, and we're on... not sure what street we're on. Just got the Albion. Oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong camera mode. Okay, heading down towards the Shard, and Pilgrim Street, E4, Pilgrim Street. To be a pilgrim, etc. Don't ask me to sing again. It'll bloody rain. And how I found us was because we followed the cops on open ADSB. Marvellous. Oh, God. Right. Losing my voice a little bit. I think there's too many people here for them to try and split up. But, let's have a look. God, I could really do with a coffee. I think I'm going to take the opportunity to grab a coffee while the TSG are going to move around. The TSG have gone and this way. If you look at the parallel with Bridewell Place and then head away from the Old Bailey, that's where the TSG have gone. And then a few cops are following the back of the protest just to moderate the traffic, I suppose. Right, let's get a coffee. Camera will be a bit flickery and all over the shop for a minute just while I'm sorting my life out. Oh dear. What happened with the bloke in the fish shop, King? Oh. Got room in my bag for another bottle of water. What's easy to eat? Might have a sausage batch. That'll keep me going. Yeah, we're heading down towards the Shard. I'll catch up with people in a bit. I had to bow out for about an hour, if that's how long it's been, because I had a bloody cramp in one of my legs and I just couldn't shift it until I sat down.
We're not leaving, you're not closing on the internet, we're not leaving. There's an audio film or just service coffee. You're not serving me or what? We've been waiting for about 20 minutes. You're not serving coffee.
Right, it's turning into a mask war in the shop. Well, I'll put me snood up just for now. They're being live streamed, so Costa Coffee, wherever we are. Let's put me batch up there for a second. Let's have a look on my other phone and we'll get a location. I'll get the map up. Right. It's the A201, just off Queen Victoria Street and by Blackfriars Bridge. They're going down over Blackfriars Bridge. That's where we are and heading. Lovely.
This is my bottle of water I'm waiting for. Okay, thank you.
And this one. Lovely. The police are turned up because they've called them. The police think that there's been a robbery, but it's because of masks. And the police don't want to know. Brilliant. Can I order a coffee?
It's their property, it's their choice.
Can I order a coffee? Have a grand latte with vanilla, please. Yeah. A latte, a grand latte with vanilla, please. Yeah.
Oh, they've got nothing better to do with their lives.
Lovely.
Not really, their job is to protect them from COVID.
What, the imaginary bug?
The imaginary, really deadly things that they can come out with batteries.
Lovely. They'll beat some protection into us though, won't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Right, I'm just going to be eating for a minute, so not going to be that good on the camera. Lovely. Can I have 3 sugars, please? Hello, where's the sugars, please? Oh,
There you go.
lovely.
I
And
was
one more.
helping you,
And a
sorry.
stirrer, please.
There.
That's lovely.
I'll do it. There you go.
Thanks then. That's
I'm
lovely.
helping.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it did get like really crazy out there, and obviously you had like this is still in from that protest, and they think, oh, we're going to drink all of it. Yeah. No, I know, but this is like absolutely not every day thing. And I know obviously it's all about the safety.
I think the cops are giving them a bollocking for wasting their time.
There's nothing putting in there, it was a false alarm.
Yeah, no.
And then your girls are about to come out.
I'm having a bit of trouble with the signal, guys. Right, they've gone over Blackfriars Bridge. I'm just getting a bit to eat because I've not eaten anything. And I've been legging it everywhere. And I need to get some food in me. It's a waste of the police's time. Got armed cops here now and all, look in the black. Oh. Apparently they've gone down embankment. Yeah, they were being funny because everybody went in all at once. Yeah. Yeah. Well, when the police came rushing in, they were under the impression that a robbery was happening. Oh dear. John's pulled a tart. What are you on about? Oh, yeah, food. Yeah. Are you going to catch up in a bit?
I thought I recognised you. Yeah. I was in work.
Right, let's see if I can get an update. Just go over onto Facebook Messenger, David, if you're trying to get me. I'll get you a map. It's having streaming issues. I've got the Ring of Death going on, so if the signal's not very good, sorry about that, guys. Right, oh God, they've looked. Look how much they've closed off. They're all the closed roads that they've been closing off on the map report. Smashing. Right, let's have a look. Where am I? Right by... Right, so... Apparently they've gone to... They've gone to Parliament Square. So we're going to have a look and see where we are against the map.
And it proves there's no COVID as well. Because we're all together.
Corbyn was talking up there again not long ago.
What, sorry?
Piers Corbyn. He was talking up the road not long ago.
Oh, was it? Yeah, we
Yeah.
never seen him.
Actually, you see the bridge there? Just past the bridge on the left.
Is he still there? They're not been arrested yet.
Not sure.
He's not bothered.
Right.
They must know that he's just going to...
I'm going to cab it down to Parliament Square. I'm going to taxi it down to Parliament Square, so I'm going to go over the road and find a cab. So my legs are seized up. Okay. You can join me in a taxi cab. Oh. Here's a taxi coming down. I'll see if I can flag him. Yes. Hello. Down to Parliament Square, please.
Sorry?
Parliament Square, please. Oh, knackered. But I'm all right. Oh. Been marching all day.
Oh, what's been going on today?
Anti-lockdown protests because we're sick of it.
Oh,
It's all a big scam. They've never physically, scientifically proven that there's a particle that is damaging people called SARS-CoV-2.
I never knew. I didn't know there was a demo today, buddy. I've only just come in.
Have you?
And I must say this before you say anything.
Yeah, go on.
I don't believe in all this Mars shit as well. But
Brilliant, yeah. Well, the thing is
I've had a
they've...
written warning.
Oh, off your bosses? Oh,
I've had a written warning from TfL, and next one's £300 fine and a revoke of the licence.
never pay the fines. All these COVID fines, they've issued over 60,000 of them, and there's only been about 7 or 8 that have been paid.
Oh wow!
Because what it is it's not. It's a company called Acro who are running the fining, and when you look on Company's House, they're actually police in charge of it.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
All commissioners.
Yeah. There's
High ranking.
well, some of them are, but there's also some sergeants as well and some active cops.
Yeah, I've seen
So, yeah, nobody's paying the fines. And when people have gone to High Court with them, they're getting them out turned over straight away because the common law is prevailing. And while, they've been spending a long time telling people that common law no longer exists, but when you take it to the High Court, we win.
But listen, trust me. Trust me what I'm saying here. TfL and this mayor are a different ballgame.
Sadiq.
They can make life fucking unbearable for it.
Yeah.
I'm not being a whinging black cabby, I'm not into all that, fella. But to get these licences now, you've got to fucking jumping through hoops, you know that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, we were all hoping that David Curtin becomes the mayor.
Right, what one's he, buddy?
David Curtin, he's the tall, softly spoken black chap.
Right, I know.
He's an absolute gentleman.
I'm getting... Who's the Tory guy that they've just kicked out?
Oh, God knows, I don't follow him at all. I've no idea. But yeah, we're hoping David Curtin gets it, because he's a proper gent. He's on the march with us as well today. I was speaking to him earlier on.
Let's see if I can get up as far as Chancery Lane and cut through. Listen, we need a new mayor, man.
Well, Sadiq's literally, he's just a puppet for much, much higher tyrannies. We've got, I mean, it's actually looking like it's a coup d'etat by the Chinese Communist Party. When you look at all the CEOs and all the major corporations that are included in it.
Right, can I say something without offending you?
Yeah?
Everything you're saying, I've been thinking for a long, long time.
Yeah?
Say that out loud in this trade and in the cab, and people think you're a lunatic.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it's because the media and the government use the mainstream media as a weapon to make anything that doesn't match their narrative seem like it's a pack of lies or a conspiracy theory. And that's all they're interested in doing, is just making everybody out to be a nutter. And look how many people have realised what's actually going on over the last 12 months because of what's happening. I mean, how is it that small shops get closed while supermarkets can carry on, and they're allowed to have everybody all stacked up in queues outside?
I live in Brentwood, right, and we've got a little, it's only a little pound shop, but he's a local guy. It's a owner. It was his dad's shop, and it's such an amazing, when I say pound shop, that's doing it injustice. It's cleaning materials, everything that you would need into. So what you meant to do there?
Well, the road closed signs have been moved out of the way, so I'd imagine it's allowed through. I think that was for this side of it, weren't it, before? While the protest was coming down the main street. So you should be able to just go through now.
Listen, fella, I don't trust it.
Maybe over the bridge then would be the best bet, wouldn't it?
Listen, we'll sort something out with a fare, buddy.
No, don't worry about it. It's all good.
This is
Don't worry at all. I'll pay any fare, whatever your fare is, I'll pay it. It's all good.
This is how I've become in this job now. You're frightened to do anything.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is you've got Uber trying to muscle in for the last few years as well.
So what do you reckon of this guy's chances then?
David Curtin.
Yeah.
Very optimistic, to be fair, because out of everybody that there is standing, he's the one that's got the ability to have publicity talking to the likes of Sadiq Khan, because he's already in politics and he gets to question him. Yeah. And every time David Curtin questions Sadiq, all Sadiq does is, oh, I don't know nothing, I know nothing. You know, and he just makes it look out like, what you going about, mate? It sounds like a pack of rubbish. When we can all see straight through Sadiq Khan now, we can see straight through him. He's not a Labour Party person at all. You know, I mean, I'm not Labour anymore. I'm a libertarian. I'm sick of government altogether because it's two sides of the same, two cheeks of the same arse. And that, what's his name?
I haven't heard that say for a while.
Keir Starmer. He's done bugger all.
It's all I want to do in life, right? Like most people. They're poor fuckers, you know?
Yeah.
How sad's that?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. People are homeless. People are becoming more and more homeless. I mean, suicide is through the roof, and it never gets talked about. And it's because people are losing all their stuff. They're losing their businesses, they're losing their jobs, they're losing their houses, they're losing their kids, because if they've got everything taken off them and they look after the kids, social services swoop in, and they're killing themselves.
Listen, it's nice to meet you today.
Oh, and you, yeah. Likewise.
Because it worries me. People are just being treated absolutely disgracefully today.
Yeah. Oh, completely.
And that concerns me.
Well, where we're heading is, if we get these health passports in, I mean, firstly, anybody that doesn't want to have the jab is going to be banned from leaving the country. So, I mean, for me, it's a good job I travelled to a few places that I'd wanted to go to. But now, if I want to go anywhere, I can't. And the way they're playing that game with international travel is the government in Britain are saying, but it's the receiving country's end that's the problem, so we've got to follow suit. But if it comes in where we've got to have the jab or else not be allowed to walk into pubs, restaurants, hotels, coffee shops, cinemas, gigs, anywhere else normal, then it's going to end up being tyranny, because they can blackmail us into anything. You know, have this poison, or...
You mentioned China earlier, right?
Yeah.
And we're no better. At least the Chinese don't fucking cover it up. At least they don't lie about it.
Yeah.
They're a blatant...
Well, when this all started, do you remember the Chinese video propaganda that we were given on the mainstream media? They got people dropping dead in the streets when that never happened. And Chinese cops welding the doors shut on apartment blocks to keep people indoors, as though it was like a hard military quarantine. They've never done any of those things in reality, because they can't. I mean, what happens if there was a fire and they couldn't get anybody out because they'd welded the doors?
Was that one where people, they were videoing people just dropping down?
Yeah.
How pathetic.
Oh, absolutely. It was a complete fabrication. But Sky News Australia, to their praise, they've got some balls, because they're telling it how it is, whereas our Sky News isn't. And what Sky News Australia leaked or broadcast a few months back was that there's a leaked document containing 1.9 million international members of the Chinese Communist Party. And AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, members of our government, members of most of the big banking cartels, most of the major pharmaceutical and other corporations, they're all members and accountable to the, is it Xi Jinping or whatever his name is?
That's it.
They're all accountable to him. And this is why they're trying to force in this Gestapo bloody...
Isn't it a worry?
Yeah, it's totally draconian.
It's a worry.
Yeah.
It worries me.
I speak to so many people who think that it's all just a pack of nonsense and that nothing's going wrong. But what about the fact that businesses have had to be forced shut for a year? What about that? You know, what about all the people who've lost their lives because of operations being cancelled with hospitals? And I mean, I went round about 20 hospitals last April, and I looked at them all, and they were all empty. All the major hospitals around the main, like the Greater Midlands, and they were all completely empty. And it's because my mum was supposed to go in last April and have an operation, and they cancelled it. She died on the 1st of June as a result.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah. So I want justice for my mum. I want justice for my photography company that's gone down the pan because of the fact that, well, it hasn't gone down the pan. I'm surviving. But it's because customers have been paying me for their bookings that they've been rolling onto new dates, because it's wedding photography that I do. And I'm okay so far, but that doesn't mean that they haven't lost me more than a year's worth of revenue. And just because I'm in a lucky, fortunate position to be able to carry on without a worry so far, all the others that have all gone bust, that doesn't stop me protesting for everybody's rights. Because when it comes to the crunch, in decades and decades' time, I'll be able to say to my kids when they say, Dad, what did you do in 2020, 2021 when the great draconian Orwellian time came ahead? And I'll be able to tell them that I fought. Whereas other people, they just want to sit on their arses and they're all right, Jack. And they don't care about anything else outside of their own bubble, whether it's their family or their own career. And that's it. They're not interested in anything else.
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah. And they think that it's all conspiracy theory, what we're fighting for. And they go about wearing masks all the time because that's they're frightened of a germ that doesn't exist. And the government have spent £2 million between April coming up and April 2023 for a 2-year advertising campaign on telly and media about COVID stuff. They've already done it and it's on the government's website as a 2-year contract for £2 million. So if this sort of stuff's actually starting to come to an end, why have they spent that amount of money and for that length of time of a contract to be propagandising the public through mainstream TV and newspapers and everything?
So he's going to be here today, David Curtis.
I've been talking to him up at Hyde Park earlier on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a gent. He's always got time for everybody, and he's got a heart of gold. And I mean, I doubt he's got an ounce of corruption in him because he just won't play the game like the rest of them want. And fair play to him, really, because I really do hope. And if I lived in London, I would vote for him, and I want him to become London mayor.
Where's home, buddy, for you?
Midlands, Birmingham area, me. But yeah, I've really got my fingers and toes crossed for him. But the thing as well is that Piers Corbyn, he's another good un, but he's also running for London mayor. Whereas what really should be happening is the two of them should be teaming up and getting David to be the mayor, and adding up their two groups, because Piers hasn't the same level of clout in politics than David has. And David would technically make the better mayor because he's more...
friends, are they, or...?
Yeah, they're always dotted about together and whatnot. I mean, they were in Birmingham in January at the anti-lockdown rally, and then they've been here together today at Hyde Park and on the march.
How many people out today, buddy?
More than 100,000.
Wow.
You know, and it's going to get bigger and bigger the more the government...
will put them figures down at 10,000 then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll put it down at, they'll say a few thousand, a few thousand protesters went down Oxford Street and blah de blah blah. All the bullshit that they are. There's just nothing but bullshit all the time. Look at Trafalgar Square. Let's get a picture.
Oh wow.
Trafalgar Square, look at this. Cops on every entrance to it, keeping it empty so that there's no way for people to collaborate.
Fucking brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was down here on the 26th. Right, I think we're back. This is Trafalgar Square, folks. I'm just going to Parliament Square in a cab so I can catch up, but all the entrances to Trafalgar Square are being shit on by cops, basically. And the chopper's above as well. I can hear the chopper. They're a disgrace, the cops are. They're a sellout to their own people. They don't know what they're actually doing, and the police need to stand down, and the military need to stand down as well, and they'll never get the military to stand against the public on homeland because that's a declaration of war. And all these police fines and arrests, so all of them end up getting squashed when it gets to High Court. And in February...
Sorry, I thought you was talking to them.
No, it's all right. I'm talking... yeah, talking to everybody. In February, at Cardiff High Court, there was a guy called Mr. Neil who'd been fined by the police for COVID regs found guilty at the magistrates' courts because they're all corrupt and the police and the magistrates' courts are all in cahoots with each other. But he appealed it, got it to the High Court, and Mr. Neil versus DPP, whatever that was, it was like police or something, or district something.
Yeah, Department of Police Prosecution.
Yes, that's it, the Department of Police Prosecutions. He won because the judge said that you cannot shit on people's common law rights with these draconian measures, and there is not a single COVID or coronavirus regulation that can out-trump it. So we've just been, and what it was, they arrested him because he sat on a park bench waiting for his mate's car to be finished on the MOT, and the cops started harassing him for sitting down, and they tried to coerce his name and address details out of him so they could give him a fine, and he refused to give them any details because he hadn't committed a crime, and as such they arrested him to force his details out. So now what happens is we use two pieces of case law. There's Neil versus DPP, Feb 2021, and there's Rice v Connolly, 1966, and there's another one in the early 90s or late 80s. And all three case laws make it so that the police cannot arrest you to coerce your info out of you. So once that happens, we counter-prosecute the police, both as a police force and as independent men and women outside of their uniforms for kidnapping, and we win. So, you know, any cops arrest us, we get all their information, and that's it. And like today, I've got no ID on me, I've got no bank cards, nothing. I've just got a wallet with cash in, and that's how I've been going about. I had to go all round the Wrekin first thing to try and find somewhere that had got Oyster cards that I could buy cash, because they've stopped cash acceptance in the underground stations to try and force cards. But I found a paper shop that was in Kensington, and yeah, so I got my Oyster card and then I could flit about on the underground. Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to get out here because the protest's just there. Right then, right, let's give you some, oh, just hold yourself still there for a second, matey. Right. 10. Just 1 second. There's 20 quid and keep the change.
Listen, that's very kind.
You're welcome, mate.
Absolute pleasure meeting you.
Likewise. I've just got my drink on the floor and I've zipped my bag shut.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to sit here a minute.
Boston. Much obliged, matey. Good luck with everything as well, and I hope you don't get any shit after the bosses.
Pleasure to meet you, fella.
And you, take care. Oh, God, my legs are seized up. Cheers, man. Ta-ra, ta-ra. Right, we're back. Just off of Parliament Square. Whatever that arch building is. There's Parliament Square. Nelson's Column. Oh, my legs are seized up. Sorry, guys. The federales are coming. Let's cut across this way. And we're back. And I think so far we've been too big to kettle. Like and